Good evening, everyone. Welcome to TSSR Weekly, presented by JoJo's normally, but we're not at JoJo's tonight, Kenny. We're a little different this evening than our normal avenue of locations because we had a whole lot going on tonight, as everybody watched. That's why we're coming on so late. We apologize.
Yep, we had the Ironman volleyball tournament here for homecoming week for Bushnell, won by the juniors.
Yeah, that was an upset of huge proportions for some seniors, I think.
Indeed, and then we also heard on the broadcast Katie Rotifer and I believe it was Courtney Oakman. Yes.
Yeah, and they did a good job.
They did a very good job, but they were not happy that the seniors ended up losing.
I do want to point out the faculty beat the juniors in the playoff at the end of the night. We're going to have Coach Schneider on here in a few minutes. He was the spearhead, the MVP. No, he wasn't the MVP. Andy Rotifer was probably the MVP, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little later. But faculty, nonetheless, beat the juniors. Now, the juniors are saying that that Coach Butcher or Mr. Butcher talked to them between games, and he told them if they didn't let the faculty win, they were all getting Fs tomorrow. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the juniors said in their post-game interview or post-game, post-match, post-whatever you call it, right?
I believe we might have to have Mr. Butcher on here to talk about this conspiracy.
Yeah, I think that's a huge conspiracy. He did go talk to him, but I'm sure, knowing Mr. Butcher, it was nothing but just pumping him up. The Powder Puff game will be on tomorrow night, as well as the varsity and JV volleyball games on tomorrow night here at BPC. We have a bunch of stuff coming up this weekend as well. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll take our first break here, and we'll come back with Coach Schneider right after this break, as we want to thank MDH for helping us with all our Game Time Live stuff, as we'll bring highlights from Game Time Live in just a few minutes.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
Some farmers I know swear by a name, say they'd never operate anything else. Well, here are a few names for my Fendt 900 Gen 6 series. Fuel Saver, Time Maximizer, Game Changer. I like those names.
Welcome back to TSSR Weekly, as we have Coach Schneider on. And Coach, of course, you're coaching golf, which I actually rode around the golf cart with you on Monday and spent a little time taking some video of the girls' golf team. You're taking a camera tomorrow to take video of the boys' golf team for next week. But tonight, not only did you have a girls' meet tonight, but maybe as importantly, the faculty beat the juniors, yes, which was the champion of Ironman volleyball tonight. So how pumped are you right now?
I'm pretty excited. You know, I was glad that we had enough faculty members that wanted to participate, so we could get a faculty team going. It's always fun to go against the students and, you know, kind of give them a little excitement to kind of hit balls at the teachers and try to smash them in our faces and stuff like that. But no, it's always good to, I think, rapport for the kids to participate in their activities.
Well, we're hanging out in the gym after that was done. I know you didn't get to hear most of it, but had a couple senior girls doing the Ironman volleyball from the volleyball team. Hopefully we can get a couple boys from the football team to do the color and play-by-play for the girls' Powder Puff game tomorrow night. I think it added a little bit of fun to it, and the girls had a blast.
Yeah. Actually, after our golf match, I told the girls on the bus, because they were wanting to get back, and I'm like, girls, I'll get you back as quick as I can. I don't want to speed, so I'm not going to get us back that quick. But we got back, and I told them it's probably going on right now. So they actually were watching and listening to Katie and Courtney on the bus ride back. So it was good to kind of listen, and I'm like, what's the score? Who's winning? And, you know, it's great, because I like to hear all the students participating and everything and stuff that you don't normally see them do. So,
well, this show was supposed to be about 2.5 hours ago, but since I said I'd let them do it, our equipment and stuff and having people in place made it so we had to do this show late. We have 0 people watching at the moment.
well, that's
But it
okay.
will be broad, on there to watch later. So hopefully some people come back and watch it later,
Yeah.
which is what the point of making sure we get it done tonight, so that it is there in the morning. But let's talk about golf, because that's something that's new to Bushnell. I mean, they did it last year, but it's new, and you were a big part in getting it involved last year, and then you were kind of the man. I mean, once you started it, you kind of got stuck with it.
Well, I just offered to take it over because I know a lot about golf, and I was just trying to show the kids that I care about them wanting to start a new program and everything. So, and then it just so happened that we decided to keep going this year. So I was like, I'll continue to be the coach. I enjoy it and I have fun and coaching the kids and trying to help them learn the game of golf and better their golf skills. So
you play a lot of teams that have been playing for years, or at least 4 years at the very minimum, most of them probably. You've got like a trio of seniors, I think, that haven't really ever played before, right?
Right. I think I have 2 that maybe have never played golf, at least competitive, and out of competitive, I think I only have 3 that played last year that are back. It's not an easy game to play competitive because you have a lot more nerves.
It's a lot more fun when you don't care.
Right, exactly, and which I think a lot of them have played before. I like the kids that come out and say, I've played putt-putt. That's good. That's the start. Because
at least you had a club in your hands, right, wrong, or
well,
indifferent,
and that's really the big part about golf is the saying, you drive for show and you putt for dough. So if you can putt, I think I saw some of your highlights that you'll see, us make 1 or 2 pretty long putts. So it's practice is helping and they're getting better. So that's always a plus.
You did give us a hard time about trying to do a broadcast, a live meet, match, set, whatever. What is it actually? 9 holes is one thing and 18 holes is another. Is that right?
Nope. They're both called a match.
They're both called matches. Okay.
Yep.
So you gave us a hard time when we said we were going to do stuff. And the real problem with golf is every other sport has a little field or a smallish field.
Right.
Golf, of course, is over multiple acres, and it's hard to do. But there are some places, if we could get the power and stuff, we could do 3 or 4 holes by just spinning the camera in a circle, really.
Right, and when we went out Monday, I think you kind of saw that some courses are kind of, you might tee off, or green might come in here and you tee off here, but then you're going to come back at them and go the other way. So you try to just find a good spot as a coach to just sit and see everybody at the same time. But you get some of these big courses like regional. I know when the girls go to Sherrard at Fire Lake, it's not real crisscross stuff. It's you're this way and you're that way and you're out and around, and you got to change where you're going.
That's kind of the way the back 9 at Western is too, right? Doesn't it kind of go out and around the wooded area there, so you don't ever really cross on that back 9? I've never played the back 9 at Western. I only played the front 9.
I forget what hole it is, but there's a par 3 where you kind of cross a par 5 on the back that goes along the road. That would be about your best spot, I think, to have some interaction.
You guys played the back 9 at Gold Hills. That's where we were at.
Correct.
How do they decide what 9 you're going to play? Is there just any rhyme or reason to it, or they just pick?
No, they just pick. The course usually tells us, because if there's a league on certain nights, I know one night there was league last year there was league on the back, so we had to play the front. So league kind of determines that, but normally we just show up and they'll tell us, "Hey, you're on the front or you're on the back." Hey, look, we got
a viewer.
All right.
One viewer so far, so we appreciate whoever that is. And you can send us a message and let us know who you are if you take time to watch here. But I was sitting talking to Amber Duncan.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, they didn't stay very long. While they were going through the rules for golf. Now, I've played a little golf, and I know, the basic rules.
Right.
But the rules that they were talking about, a circle, you can take a circle so you speed up the game, which I didn't have somebody you kind of explained that to me, so I kind of understood what it was. But out of bounds here is the white poles. You can't if you go past the white poles, it's out of bounds. You have to do a drop, and if you hit it in the water, you can do a drop on the other side. Blah blah blah. I mean, do these kids really remember all those rules that they rattle off to them? Because every course is different, right? It's not like it's a basketball court and it's the same size and same shape.
Correct. For the most part, they should know that a white stake is out of bounds. Coming up, that it's going to be out of bounds, you're going to lose the yardage. So if you hit a 250-yard shot and it went out of bounds, you got to go back 250 yards and hit it again. So you got to hit from where your last ball was. And red and yellow are hazards, so you get a drop and that's a stroke. Like I said, didn't know that at first, a lot of them, but now that they've played so many courses that have water and out of bounds, they've started to remember those rules.
So when I used to play, because I had a really bad slice. That's to the right?
Yep.
Okay.
You probably played baseball.
I did.
Okay.
I had a really bad slice, and my back's messed up, so that probably doesn't help. And it was messed up then. But at any rate, I loved playing in Bushnell because I could slice onto, I could tee off on one, and I could drive it a long ways, but it always slice onto the number 2 fairway.
Right, and then
I could
had an open shot.
Then I could play it back, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in high school, like competitive golf, is that legal?
Yes, as long as there's not the in play out of bounds or in course out of bounds.
So as long as there's white stakes there, I'd be good.
Correct.
I'd be good.
So for instance, at Bushnell on 8, those white stakes come into play. So you can't try to cut the corner and slice onto 7 fairway and then hit into 8 green.
I probably did that.
However, I have done this a couple times where you hit it past the last white stake.
Back into fair.
And you're good because there's no more white stake to designate out of bounds.
So that's kind of like, do I try to hit over the water or do I lay up? So if you think you can hit it far enough, you can hit it past it. But
you go for it.
So we got
just like Tin Cup.
Yeah, right.
There's no layups.
Just keep hitting.
No layups in golf.
Yeah.
I think there's a shirt that says that too. I need to get that.
We will have about 6 or 7 minutes of highlights. We'll have some Havana girls and some Macomb girls as well. It was a pretty good meet or match for the area at Gold Hills. I know that Jaitlin Sickles has started playing this year, and she really is enjoying it. And she's improved a bunch on her handicap. Do you guys call it handicap? Or
yep,
a
handicap. But we don't really have a handicap. I just, what was your
with their average? Or whatever.
What was your total today, and try to get that number. So keep trying to tell them, hey, if you shot a 62, let's go for a 61 next time, or 60, or let's go from a 52 to a 51.
Now, Jaitlin has become one of your better golfers on a girls' side, right?
Yeah, she's improved a lot. She's actually gone out a lot and worked, and honestly, they have all improved. Like today, Hannah Eden shot a 56, I think, which was her best round on 9 holes, and I think Alyssa shot a 54, and I believe Anna was right up there at 54 or 55 also, or maybe a 53. Jaitlin kind of struggled tonight, but you're going to have that. I mean, that's why
you have multiple players.
That's why you have multiple players.
Now, how many? If 5 is a team, correct?
6.
6 is a team.
Yep.
So how many scores count?
4.
4.
Yep.
So you still have one toss out, so to speak.
Yes. So you throw out your lowest. So teams that have a full roster will have 6 individuals, male or female, and they'll throw out their lowest 2 scores.
Well, we won't have you back on next week, so let's talk about the boys. I know Dalton Strode is playing for you. He's probably the best golfer on the team, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty consistent. He's right around, 39, 38 to 42, which is pretty good for a high school golfer. Good contact, but again, the boys have shown just as much improvement from Carter and Ezra, and Carson, who's a freshman that came out this year.
Now, all those kids are baseball players.
Yes.
So is it hard to battle the slice? Because you asked me if I played baseball. Is that a battle for all those kids? And I mean, some of the girls play softball too. Anna Curley played softball, I think, if I remember right, or maybe not Anna, but a couple.
Yeah, some
Jalen
of them
does, I know for sure.
No,
so
she does track.
Didn't she play softball last year?
No, she does track.
She did track. Well, never mind then. I don't know what I'm talking about. She did do track. She threw shot, didn't she?
Yep, shot and disc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the common thing is to have a baseball player grab a golf club and then just take a hack out of it, hack at the ball, and it's gonna slice. 98% of the time it's gonna slice. So, is it frustrating? Yes. Do you learn to play with it? Yes. Can it be corrected? Yes. Does it take a lot of time to correct that? Yes.
Now, if you correct the slice on the golf course, does it hurt the swing on the baseball field?
Well, to me, it's two different swings.
Right, but the problem with the golf swing is because you learn to swing a baseball bat. So
correct.
if you teach yourself to swing the golf swing, then does it hurt? Have you seen it the other way around, or or do you know?
I haven't. I know people always say it is. I mean, I'm at the age now that I didn't really pick up a golf club until I was a freshman in high school, and baseball was kind of over.
Right.
As far as playing, I mean, I did play, high school and a little bit in college, but as far as swinging a bat, I think I got more into like the straight arm, like you would on a golf swing, as opposed to having your hands in and driving the ball. So I had like a sweeper swing in baseball.
You had a King Griffey Jr. swing?
I did.
If anybody remembers King Griffey Jr., man, his arms flew through the ball. It was awesome, and that big, huge swing. But excuse me. So won't keep you any longer. It's getting pretty late. Kept you on here for a few minutes. What do you hope to see as we get ready to go into regionals for your two teams, and then building on this program? What do you hope to see coming down the pipe?
Just enjoyment, because golf is, and I told them this at our senior night, and we had a cookout at my house, that golf is a very humbling sport, because you could be a very good athlete, and then you get a golf club in your hand, and you're kind of, what's going on? This is very frustrating.
The thing I learned is that golf is fun until you think you're getting decent. And then you hit a few good shots, and you're like, okay, I'm getting this figured out. And then you have 3 holes where you're horrible again, and you start wanting to get mad, and you throw the clubs and all that stuff.
Well, we haven't thrown clubs.
I have been known to throw a club or two.
Well, we need to learn on that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm much older now
and wiser.
I don't know about a wiser, but
it
would probably hurt me to throw a club now. So
yeah, well. It happens. But going towards regional, again, I just want the kids to have fun and just improve on their scores, which we've been doing nearly every match that we've played. So the biggest thing is hit the ball square. Just hit it square, and then we'll deal with where it goes. So hit the shot you want to hit. Imagine hitting in the shot you want to hit, and then hit that shot and move forward.
Well, I know you spent a lot of time talking to the kids, and it seemed like every time you'd tell them whatever you saw was wrong, they would do it a next time or two, and then they'd fade off again, and you'd have to. But that comes with they're new to the sport,
repetition,
right? So just you have to
do
it correctly.
Repetition. And if anybody ever happens to come out and watch a golf match that we're in or whatever, I kind of give them and then they look at me, and I go, here and down, here and down. Just keep your head down, eyes down, and swing the club, because a lot of them just want to see that ball go flying, and it doesn't go very far.
Yeah, I learned that if I pulled my head to watch the ball fly, it almost never was flying. It was always a worm burner.
Yep, usually on the ground.
So I appreciate you hanging around talking to us. Congrats on your faculty win tonight.
Oh yeah, we're talking that.
Are you gonna
actually? This is the second time that we've had a faculty team in Ironman, and the faculty team has won both times.
So do you have a trophy, or do you have are you going to brag about tomorrow, or what? I mean, what's going to happen tomorrow?
We'll probably brag a little bit. Our victory server, Miss Edwards, I'm just going to live that for the rest of my life, and I'm like, you should, and I'm like, just rub it into the kids too. It'll be great.
Day for the rest of the year, maybe even next year. Since they're juniors.
And we talked about. You know, maybe we'll wear our jerseys on Friday to kind of rub it into the kids, you know. But, I mean, again, it's all in fun, and Kenny's over there smiling because, I mean, it's just fun for the kids, and it's fun for the teachers to kind of show some enjoyment between them.
I do want to point out, Kenny and I both thought instantly tonight of John McEnroe.
Oh,
when
boy.
you were at the chair arguing with the umpire, or with the up official.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
They
Haley,
tried to give you a yellow card, but she said she didn't have one.
Well, and I told her this isn't soccer.
You know what's funny
is
you do get yellow
good.
cards in volleyball, but
Yes.
you just almost never see it.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
know.
there's
I'm surprised she
well-behaved
didn't
people.
tell me to go sit down like usually, and I'd just be like, "Well, I'm coaching basketball again. I'm sitting down." So
It's like
no,
I
it
got my
was-
little technical and had
Yeah,
to sit down.
yeah. I just sit down. But no, it was good, and I think some of the fans sitting in front of you here were kind of riling it up a little
Yeah.
bit, which is great. You know, it's awesome to see some community out here and
You know what
and
was?
everything, watching and joining this.
Did it make you feel good that the freshmen, I think it was the freshmen and the seniors sitting behind you, were cheering for you guys?
Oh yeah, because that's what's great. You know, the kids start backing because you know they want us to beat
They didn't
the
want
class. and-
Right. They didn't want the team that beat them to win.
Right, and it's like I said, it's I have a lot of fun participating with the kids and everything. Obviously, I'm not getting any younger, so
You gotta
my
do it while you can.
participation is kind of limited now. But no, I enjoy. Like today, we had beach volleyball because I have some smaller classes, so we played beach volleyball. Tomorrow we'll play powder puff all day. Trying to get ready for tomorrow night's powder puff game for the girls. So again, I enjoy my time being active with the kids and trying to show them that, you know, Coach Snyder can be kind of fun. He's not always the mean guy.
Teachers
so,
aren't always bad, are they?
Yeah.
So, well, Coach, I appreciate you stopping by and talking to us, and we'll let you get out of here. And I guess I'll get you that camera tomorrow, and we'll see what kind of video skills you have.
Oh boy. Hey.
No pressure.
I just hope I don't break it. I'm just gonna go like that. Just not break it.
Just don't break it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back on TSSR Weekly right after this.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. Said, "You better come home because there's no roof." He said, "I look up and see the sky." He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop because life never stops. It's hard to stop a train.
Welcome back to TSSR Weekly as we get ready for our highlights. We got 4 sessions of highlights tonight, and I hope that's all of them. But we kind of did this in a roundabout way tonight, so I apologize for that. I think our first video is going to be BPC against Elmwood. I think we'll plop it up. Hold on just a second, folks. I forgot that because we changed things that I have to move my mixing board to that.
Because you might want to be able to hear us talk instead of straight silence during the highlights.
That would be a plus. So we'll be back. I want to put it on here, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, you should be able to hear us now, as that was fine. Now as we got BPC and Elmwood. Last week it was a 2-set loss to Elmwood for BPC. That's Ashanti Strange with the jump serve right here. It's going to fall for an ace deep as it got the libero for the
first
Elmwood.
of a couple aces for her for this game.
And there is Taylor Gustafson. I can't even talk. She's going to get an ace as well. Taylor gets an ace. I'm not even going to. It's that time of night. I'm not even going to try. And there comes a block right here. I do believe it is a block.
Courtney Oakman
and Katie Rotifer, who were the two talking earlier tonight. There's a nice dig by Gustafson.
And then moved over a kill by Ashante Strange to keep going. That dig was awesome by Gustafsson to go that far of a length. And this is the first of 2 straight aces near the end of the game for Ashante Strange. She just did an amazing job serving so far this game, but sadly it was not enough for BBC to defeat the Elmwood Trojans.
Yeah, so that was how the first highlight reel ends, and we'll move on to the second.
Up next here will be the BPC versus Peoria.
This is actually golf. I'm sorry. I forgot. We're going to start Monday at Gold Hills as we talk to Coach Snyder about that. You can see the BPC girls warming up on the driving range. There's the Macomb High girls warming up as well on the driving range. It's a little dusty and dry out there. Ground was hard. First little look we're going to take out. Hole 18. It was the first hole for Emma Corsi. The senior for BPC is going to take a little whack at it here on 18. That was her second shot. Alyssa Zarillo is going to come up next. It'll be her third shot on 17. That was her first hole. And she takes a practice swing, and she's going to go to the green with this shot. So it was a good shot here for Alyssa Zarillo as she gets it on the green from there. Chloe Turner from Havana is going to go from about 18 feet and come up just about a foot past the hole. She will mark her ball, and Alyssa Zarillo is going to step up from about 3 or 4 feet here for the Spartans. And you're going to see her pick up her mark, set the ball. She's got a little different way of getting ready for her putt. She lines her club up and then spins around the club. But it works because right here she's going to sink it from about 3 feet out for the bogey, I do believe, is what she got on hole number 17.
You can see from that flag. I'm surprised anybody got anything going on golf. You can see that much wind coming off to that far side.
Here's Hannah Eden from BPC, her second shot on 17 as we were trying to get down range, so to speak. And Hannah Eden, a nice shot. It was, as I said, her second shot on 17. And here's Anna Curley. Anna is taking her second shot on 15, an iron. She goes for the green as she was a little off the green after that shot. Not happy with it, as you could see there. Next up from Macomb, the Bombers, is Taryn Ritchie. She's on the tee at 16 as we were working our way around. This is a very short 100-yard par 3. It might even be a little under 100 yards from the tees they were hitting on. And everybody hit it a little long here, but Taryn Ritchie was the only one who didn't have to shoot twice from the tee. Nice shot. Man, she's got a nice swing for the Bomber from Macomb as she puts a nice shot on. A little long, though. Here's Anna Curley coming back to 15, I do believe. Yeah, fishing about a 20-foot putt here. At least 20, Coach Snyder said as he looked at it. It is a long putt here, Kenny, and she's going to come up just about 3 or 4 feet short, but, man, it was right on line. Good putt by Anna Curley. She's going to knock it in after that. Next up is Josie Calvert with a 4-foot putt for the Bombers, and she will drain it as best you can when they don't take the flag out of the hole. That kind of surprised me. They never take the flags out, but there's Calvert with the drop, and here's Calvert with the tee shot on 16. She goes a little long on the short par 3, and then Anna Curley is going to be up next, and you're going to see when she takes her swing, she's not happy with that either. But I will point out that right after this, she was given Starburst by Coach Snyder, and her day turned around. But she looks right, the ball goes right, and the problem is there's water to the right. So she ended up in the water right there. Now Jaitlin Sickles for her second shot on 15 from about 200 yards, Coach Snyder thought. This is our first look at Jaitlin Sickles. She's improved about 15 strokes on her 9-hole average, so she gets a nice little shot there. And then we come to a second shot on 15 for Macomb's Kendall Ost. She has a little bit better look on her face when this one's done as she comes out of the rough a little bit, but a nice shot down course on her second shot on 15. Now we go back to Alyssa Zarillo as she's going to go back to hole 10, and this is about a 15-foot putt. You're going to watch this one go right to the bottom of the cup. she had a good, well, again, it would have went to the bottom if the pole would have let it. And now she had such a good putt and her tee off on 11, not so good. It went in the water. You can see Coach Snyder telling her it's right there on the edge. You'll be able to see it right there. And she tries to hit it out of the drink, and as you can see, it did not go as wanted. Here's Mackenzie Whitford from Macomb. Her tee shot on 13 is a good one as it goes over the water. She was the only one in her group to get it over the water. Next will be Isabel Lee from Macomb on 11, her second shot. Nice backswing and follow through as she sends it up course. That's Isabel Lee. Hannah Eden's going to be next on the screen. She's also on 11 with her third shot as she looks for the flag right down course, as you can see. A little to the right, but a good shot for Hannah Eden there as she walks back to her bag. Notice no carts, all wheeled carts. Here's Jaitlin Sickles. Now, this is a drop shot after hitting her tee shot into the water right there to the right. So she takes the drop, and she's going to go to the flag that you can see at the middle of the top of the screen. Doesn't quite get there. She goes right. You can see the ball. It ends up in the bunker on the right side of the screen. Now we go back to Kendall Ost on her third shot, a wedge from about 25 yards from the green, and she'll end up on the green right here. There's Kendall Ost on her shot. Jaitlin's going to come back from the bunker, and she's on the backside of the bunker, which is a downhill swing, but she gets it out of the bunker and onto the green here, not to where she wanted to be, of course, but she did get it on, and she two-putted once she got on the green, fired it across the bunker and got it up there. Now Whitford again for Macomb. She's going to three-putt this hole. That was her first putt. Not real happy with it. Now she's going to finish from about a foot as the other two in her group had circled and were done, so they went over their par. Now Hannah Eden is going to be our last highlight. She's on 14, her second shot, and a nice swing by Hannah Eden. And she's going to move it on down the course, and that's how our highlights go for the first golf match that we shot video of. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And, I forgot about we did add one more. That, again, was Hannah Eden's partner, Isabel Lee, I believe. Yeah, Isabel Lee was our last highlight there from Macomb. So that's our lengthy golf highlights. We'll move. Going to be BPC at Peoria Heights for football, and Sam Hensley is going to take the snap, and he's going to look down the middle of the field. Jacob Brown for 54 yards. This pass is going to go all the way to the end zone as Jacob Brown gets the Spartans' first score of the game, and it looked like the Spartans maybe had a shot to get back in it right there. And now it's going to be down the field. As you see, it is Sam Hensley with his first of two interceptions. Then he slips, and, man, that looked like it could have been bad.
Yeah.
But he got right back up. And from 44 yards out now, here comes Sam Hensley again down the field to Jacob Brown. And Brown is going to get another touchdown as he outruns the Patriots defense in for the score. And BPC here in the second half, you can see the third quarter, they started a comeback, and they had one chance to try and make something happen. Now here, I'm going to pause this real quick if I can remember how to do that. Is it space bar?
Click on that first.
Yeah, that's
there
right.
You go.
And I'm gonna go back right here. You see on this play, Sam Hensley is lined up at the quarterback spot. They had been running the pitches both sides, especially to the left. They had been having a lot of success, and they were going to do that again. This is a fourth down play, actually. And they had to have a touchdown, obviously, down 40-12 in the third quarter. So Sam actually went to Coach Roddice and said, I want to run the naked bootleg. And I was videoing this, and I said a naked bootleg here would work if he kept it. And sure enough, if you watch this, he's going to fake the pitch to Huffman of the Dalton variety, and there is nobody over there within 10 yards of Sam Hensley.
That was 62. The contained guy just completely got tangled up with that tackle, had no clue that the quarterback could even keep it. Perfect play call by Hensley.
So here's late in the game from the 30. They're going to do on fourth down. They're doing a double pass up by 28. And about the 14-yard line, Sam Hensley is going to go all the way back. An 86-yard interception return for a touchdown late in the game with about a minute and a half or 2 minutes to go. as Sam Hensley goes all the way back for a second interception, the first pick 6 of the season for Hensley, and it cuts the lead to 48-28 ultimately, but that's how things end for the Spartans of Peoria Heights. Tale of two halves, Kenny, if you were watching that at all during the game or during highlights. And, yeah, we're still on blank. I'm sorry. I'll go back up here and talk a little bit. If you watched that at all, I know you weren't able to be there, but that was a tale of two halves. If BPC plays the first half the way they played the second half, that's an entirely different ballgame.
Yeah, I was watching through the first half. It just looked like they came out a little flat, and once Peoria Heights went up those 2 scores, then finally I think something kind of clicked a little bit into the second quarter. They played a little bit better. They got some success with those 2 scores, but it was just a little bit too late for them to even come back at that point.
Yeah, they took a I was understanding there was a little one-sided conversation going on at halftime, according to Coach Rodis as well. So you'll have that. It happens. So let's take our last video here. This will be West Prairie and Elmwood last night on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDA.
And for this one, West Prairie, the great volleyball powerhouse they are, and we've.
This is the wrong one. This is the one that got uploaded first, folks. So let me pull this off real quick. We're going to let it play through, and I will save something for you here as we're doing it.
So for this one, this was the BPC versus A-Town game, and as we're trying to go through, it's on me. I accidentally sent the wrong file in our email. Kind of got flustered today trying to get everything going as the Great Western Wi-Fi, but the BPC versus A-Town game, BPC played very well, and 2 players that were exceptional on this game, 2 that I really want to point out, is Katie Rodefer was perfect when it came to serving, had a couple aces and some nice kills on the backside, and Janet Lantini twice, as you just saw on that past one, twice hit the ball right through the block. The block didn't even mean anything, as she just had that power coming by.
She ended the game on the same thing, I do believe. So.
And I really wanted to make sure this that one got in, as the nice block showing that the Spartans had that defensive side as well. And here's what you're talking about. This is the last play of the game, as Janet just powers through that one.
Off the block and ends the game, a blocking error, and we'll scoot up here and leave this, and I'll try to get another video loaded here real quick if I can. So I'm going to scoot up, and we'll go to our main screen here and let Kenny talk to you a little bit more. Kenny, the Spartans from last Wednesday to this Tuesday, completely different volleyball team. Now, Elmwood is a different volleyball team than A-Town, of course, but it seemed like the rotation and everything was better for BPC. So anytime you can get that rotation working and everything seems to flow for you, it makes the game a whole lot easier, and it seemed like that's exactly what happened for BPC last night.
And one thing for BPC that I saw when I was going through the highlights, of course I could not be there, was I think they were moving around and getting into position a lot better. There wasn't as many crazy dives to find somebody that was out of position. There wasn't as many, attempted digs of 2 people looking at each other, nobody knowing where to hit. Everybody played towards the center more, towards where they're supposed to be. Exactly the nice setups that they had. And another, so I flipped to the wrong page. Another part that I wanted to mention was the back of the 3 backmen played a lot better in the A-Town game than they did the Elmwood game. Not going to say anything, but one Elizabeth Suter had a nice kill from the backside that she begged me to mention.
From a back row attack?
She texted me and said, hey, make sure to pay attention to the highlights. And I said, all right. She had one nice from the back row.
I don't know if you should have paid attention to the highlights, because she was kind of mean to you in the postgame.
Oh, well.
I'm just saying. She was a little mean to you. I'm not going to lie. I think that she probably maybe didn't deserve to have you be nice to her. I mean, I don't know. It's brother, sisterly love. I get it, but
for the first time, maybe she can say that she was better at something than me, because we just had the Ironman volleyball again, and nobody wants to go back and try to see me play volleyball because it was never good. I sat in the back and prayed to God that that ball would not come towards me. But
so I'm going to try to pull this up real quick while we're talking. We'll see if it works here, and see if it's the right one or not. We'll pull it right over the top here as it comes up, and then it is not. So we will try it again here. I apologize, folks. There's two of them on the desktop, and I can't tell which one it is.
Should be the one.
Well, they're both named the same. That's the problem.
The one that I sent should have a little 2 next to the very end.
Okay, well, we'll try that one then.
Yep, I realized my mistake when I finally got here after an hour of trying to set everything up.
Let's see what happens here. You got the stuff ready?
Yes.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
There's West Prairie.
So first up here is a nice kill right there. Grace Vanonic.
That's she's really good at that. It's really good at that little dink. There's a nice dig by Despain.
And a power shot.
By Powell, right?
Yes. And an ace here by Jersey Brown just clips that back corner. It's always great when I see those because I never know if it's going to be in or not.
And I want to point out that West Prairie was down by 10 in both of these games. And there's Despain with the kill from the left side. No, that was not Despain.
That was Kenley Welsh.
Kenley Welsh, actually.
Next up is Despain right here as she sets up for a power shot through the back into that open spot.
Notice again there, they were down. Now here they are back up again.
And this was a nice volley. They almost dropped it down there in the backside as they were able to come back, recover, and set up another Vanonic hit over, as our announcer, Greg Phelps for West Prairie, said, the patented Vanonic tip over.
Yeah. She is very good at that. There's no doubt about it. So this is a very shortened show. I don't know what it's going to end up being for time-wise, folks. We appreciate you watching. We have BPC volleyball tomorrow night, which is Thursday night, the 23rd. We have football Friday, and we have football Saturday, as we have West Prairie at Pawnee on Saturday. We have BPC hosting Galva on Friday for homecoming. We do also have, after the volleyball game tomorrow night, we have the Powder Puff football game as well. Don't know who's going to be on the call for that, but we'll be videoing that as well. We'll come straight from the gym out there. And if you're watching and you're from West Prairie, I think West Prairie's homecoming is coming up very soon. We will do all these same things for West Prairie. If somebody gets a hold of us and lets us know what kind of events you're doing, we'd love to do the same thing for you guys as well. So we want to thank Mr. Coach Snyder for coming on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the highlights, even though we kind of faltered through them a little bit. But we wanted to make sure we got the show on tonight. Wasn't perfect. It'll be better next week, I guarantee it. But Miles is falling asleep over here, so we need to get him home. It is past his bedtime at 11:10. I probably got bad texts coming from his mom or his dad or somebody as we speak. So I do appreciate everybody watching. Kenny, thanks for hanging out. Miles, I greatly appreciate your help. We didn't even get pizza tonight, did we?
I got him a Mountain Dew, so he can't complain.
He got a Mountain Dew. He shouldn't even be tired then. Why are you even tired? You got a Mountain Dew.
He drinks like 400% of a daily income of sugar. It doesn't affect him.
Or the caffeine, either one. So for Kenny Suter, for Miles Hewlett, I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Thanks for joining us tonight on TSSR Weekly. We'll be back at JoJo's Lounge next week, and it should be a whole lot more settled and sophisticated. But we do appreciate BPC letting us hang out and do the show here tonight. So for everybody, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week here on TSSR Weekly.